Yeah. I have a winner.
Welcome back to Am I the Pink Eye?
He is the pink eye.
I am the pink eye.
Yep.
I look, all the jokes in the world, you make all the jokes about having pink eye in the world, but like I'm telling you this, like it sucks. If you've never had it, this is the second time I've had it.
Yeah, I've only had it once. So
yeah. First time I had it wasn't this bad. Yeah. I didn't have to get an ointment. I just did some drops and I was good.
Yeah.
This one I actually have to have an ointment to put on my eyeball, and it feels like the best way I can describe this is it feels like my eyeball has like a layer of like butter on it. Like, you know how when you get butter on your fingers or oil or like olive oil on your fingers?
Yeah.
It feels like that all over my eyelashes.
Just stop.
It's awful, dude. I'm like, if anybody notices, especially if you go watch the fucking episode we just fucking recorded about New Year's, I'm sitting there like, if you see me like touch my eye, it's because I'm trying to make sure like tell my brain that there's not a coating of olive oil on my fucking eye.
You should maybe stop touching it. Just an idea.
Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Do you know how hard that is? So, like, your body's
hard.
like, check your eye, something's wrong.
There's something wrong. Touch it.
And so to make me stop touching my eye, subscribe. Okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Who knows?
Definitely not false advertising.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, subscribe. Appreciate everybody who's been watching.
Yeah.
I mean, like, y'all have made this channel insanely awesome. Yeah. Beyond what we could have ever imagined so far. I mean, sky's the limit at this point. And we wanna make this thing pop. So keep subscribing, appreciate it, and share this to any friends that you think might enjoy this as well. Haven't said this in a while. If you're listening on any listening sites, you can also follow us on there.
Yeah.
And every download that you do actually helps the show as well. So if you download the episode to listen to it, it helps us out immensely.
Just download it, and then if you don't listen to it, no big deal. Just delete it. I'm like,
that too.
Yep. It helps.
Yeah. Yeah. But none of that has anything to do with today.
Never does.
Never does. That's kind of like an iconic thing with us is just, we start with the most random possible thing and then like
we are
topic.
ADHD personified.
Look here, you son of a bitch. I don't know what HD is, but I damn sure don't have 80 of them. Okay. All right.
Anyway, so
forgive me.
We're doing Am I the Asshole today, and we need to go flashback a little bit.
Yeah. So just future Sam, run the clip.
I'll run the clip here.
I want to give a special shout out.
Yep.
To Raina Webb 6080. We'll throw a screenshot up on the screen right here for y'all.
Cool.
Yep. Bling. And Raina said you should do some mother-in-law Am I the Asshole posts. Those are juicy. Now, we didn't do mother-in-law.
Oh, wait, yeah, we didn't do mother-in-law.
Upon reading this, I just want you to know how confident we were.
All right, welcome back from the clip.
Yeah, and to this day, we haven't fucked up that bad. But as promised, today, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, we are doing evil stepmoms.
Yeah, which nobody commented about, but we thought they did.
We were so confident.
We were, yeah.
Confidence is key until you have the receipts. And then you're fucked, dude.
And we found the receipts live.
Yeah. So, again, thank you everybody who's watched, commented. Of course, if you have any ideas that you would like this to do, comment down below.
Yeah. And
if you have no thoughts at all and you're just mindlessly watching this like we do most of our YouTube videos, drop an emoji. I think you should drop a finger gun emoji.
I think, isn't it also there's a squirt gun now?
Yes, but I want a pointer finger.
You want the pointer finger gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you really want to go the extra mile, do with the sunglasses, pointing the finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drop that below. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's do that.
Did you forget for a second? I watched your brain process that in real time.
All right. We brought this up last time. It is 10:50 at night.
You're usually in bed by now.
I am normally asleep, but I had 6 shots of espresso in my coffee, so I am good to go. Except my brain's not exactly firing on all cylinders. So
that's fair.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Hey, you won again. Dang.
Okay.
Damn it. I also forgot to pre-do these, so let me just do quickly before I cut to this. Oh man, this one's just big.
Beep.
Well, I mean, I haven't switched over to the screen yet, you know. So, cool. Those are edits, and this will save me time later. Sweet. All right.
Awesome. Am I the asshole for being childish and mocking my husband's stepmom? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 boys. My third is going to be a boy as well. We gave the first 2 gender-neutral first names and stereotypically masculine middle names. An example would be Avery James. We plan on doing the same for our third. Okay. I hope that has context to this. Anyways, my husband has a stepmom, Lee, fake name. I don't have much to say about her. We're civil, but distant. Okay. She really doesn't like the fact that we gave our boys gender-neutral names. She prefers their middle names and will use them instead. We figured it isn't worth it to correct her. She hardly sees the kids anyways. Her and my father-in-law were visiting. She didn't say much till father-in-law asked us about baby names, and we told them what we decided. Lee rolled her eyes and said, seriously, at this rate, next time you have a boy, you'll name him Grace.
God.
Father-in-law told her to leave it alone, but she said she was just worried for our kids and that young parents these days have no shame and only see their children as dolls.
Keep reading.
I told her our boys have very normal names and she's the only person overthinking them. Why does it matter that some girls also have the name? There's plenty of boys too. It's just a very silly thing to argue about. She said that I have my head in the clouds and that our kids will resent us for forcing our fucked up beliefs onto them. She then proceeded to call us crazy hippies and irresponsible parents. Husband was going to say something, but I cut him off and told her to leave. She got mad and said I must feel called out. I went along with it and said, yes, you got me. Now get out before we go all crazy hippie on you. She called me immature and said I'm only proving her point, to which I said, I've never said you were wrong about anything. I just want you out of my house. She got frustrated and eventually left. My father-in-law apologized but said I really shouldn't mock people if I want them to take me seriously. I didn't say anything to him. I'm still incredibly angry because really, we're irresponsible parents because we named our kid Avery instead of John or Jake. Really? And maybe I shouldn't have mocked Leave or acted childish, but I wasn't going to listen to her bullshit. She's really mad though and seems to think she's won because she posted about the incident on her social media.
Oh my God.
And I do sound pretty childish and unserious. I'm seeing people agreeing with her too, including some relatives I'm quite close to. Am I the asshole? For the sake of repeating it, Lee is a fake name.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's a story and a half. But yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and say not the asshole, because there's a little sarcasm to her response, of course, with the crazy hippie thing. But I mean, mother-in-law definitely was an asshole, or stepmother-in-law, I guess I should say. I don't really have much else to say on that.
Okay. Trying to not be triggered here for a second. This is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
First of all, naming your kids, that's all to the parent.
Yep.
Fucking Elon Musk named his kid like supersonic califragilisticexpialidocious or whatever the fuck it was. Like, they're your kid.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying anybody should be bullied. I'm not saying anybody should ever feel threatened or scared of having their name. It's your name.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, using this as an example, is not often I bring this up, but like when I'm live, you've heard me say this many a times. If someone new enters the chat, I immediately say, hey, if I don't know how to respond or say their name, how do you like to your name to be said?
Yeah.
Because you chose that name, I want to get it right.
Yeah.
I think someone's name is so very, very important. And for someone who did not birth that child to go out of their way to state their disdain for that name, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you cut them off, OP. Don't ever let them back to your house. Don't ever let them back into your fucking life.
Yep.
If you go back and watch the Evil Mothers episode, you understand why this is a fucking triggering thing, because my mother was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
For implementing her thoughts and beliefs wherever the fuck she wanted without anybody's care. Like she didn't give a fuck if you were hard pressed on her side or against her side. It was her point alone, and you were wrong if you thought otherwise.
Yep.
This is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say the fucking name, but as someone who has a gender neutral name as a middle name.
Yeah. Yours is kind of the opposite.
Uh-huh.
It's like masculine.
Yeah.
Neutral.
Masculine, gender neutral last name. Yes. I have 4 names.
I wouldn't even, so I'd say masculine, neutral.
Fair. Yeah.
Because I know a female version of your second name.
Correct.
So,
I do as well. Yes.
Probably the same one, but.
As someone who has gender neutral names, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I don't go by those names often.
Yeah.
The only reason you call me by the first one is because that's who, like, when we met, 2 decades ago, that's what I was going by.
Yeah.
Most of the time nowadays, I just go by my first name because, one, it's easier.
Yeah. Shorter.
So much easier. It's a syllable.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Sam. That's me.
Like Joe, exactly. Like it's a much easier name to say. No one can really fuck that up unless they text me, and then the H is right next to the J.
Yeah.
So sometimes I get called Ho.
Yeah.
Got called Ho in a professional setting. That was fucking hilarious.
Yikes.
The very brief story. Was waiting for a message from somebody at work. One of the directors of the sales team messaged me. I was like, "Hey Ho, I have this," and then when the message went through, I was like. It made immediately typed out I'm so sorry. So kind of funny. Not the asshole. Cut him off.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, there's not much to say. Yeah.
This is open close. I know we're gonna look at the comments regardless.
Yeah, we're just gonna take a brief look. We're not gonna dive too deep into it.
But if anybody says you're the asshole, you speak volumes for who you are as a person.
By the way, not the asshole is what everybody else said. So. Let's see a couple comments real quick. And let's see. I like you. You handled her perfectly. I was especially impressed with the skillful way you refused to debate it. It drives people like that mad and when you won't engage, not the asshole. Oh, and for the record, I'd see nothing wrong or crazy or hippie or PC gone mad with your naming system. It future-proofs them. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah. People like Lee get a kick out of being argumentative, refusing to give what they're looking for is the best way to handle them. There's nothing childish about refusing to bicker and have a foot stamping competition.
It goes, especially with names, it goes to the record of saying this, and a lot of people, I think, forget about this. You're a kid for a certain amount of time, and when you become an adult, you have the opportunity to be called whatever the fuck you want to be called.
Mm-hmm.
With a name like Avery, like someone's probably going to be like, yo, Aves, what's good? They're going to shorten it. They're going to I was literally just watching a video today about a guy. His name is Robert. He's a salesperson. And sometimes I'll watch these videos of just hearing how their career went and like giving tips and things.
Yeah.
And the guy where he works now, he's been there for, I think he said like 12 years or something like that. And they call him Rabbit. Mm-hmm. His name is Robert, but they call him Rabbit. The reason they call him Rabbit is because of how he signed his name on a busy day. Oh, yeah. It looked like Rabbit. The owner started calling him Rabbit. He's been like that for 12 fucking years.
Yeah.
Names are going to happen. People call me by my fucking show name more often than they call me by my real name nowadays. Like, it doesn't matter. But the thing that does matter is when they get old enough and stepmom is around or grand stepmom is around, here's what's going to happen. they're going to hear the bullshit that she says and they're going to go, she's a bitch. I'm not going to hang out with her because she doesn't respect me for my name. She would rather me contribute to her own beliefs. No.
Yeah.
That's it. So,
yeah, I'm not even going to keep going. Yeah, this one's just open and shut. Not the asshole.
Yeah. Good play. Moving on.
Next up, am I the asshole for telling my stepmom that she isn't my real mom?
Rip.
It's the classic.
You're not my real mom.
I 15 male. Yep, that definitely classic. Live at my 35 mom's half of the time, and the other half is at my 39 dad's and my 26 stepmom.
Gay.
This man. Oh,
hold up. Do I know this person? Is this my cousin?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my God, dude.
Like shit like this happens.
Go ahead.
I just love that this man went for a way younger woman.
Dude.
That's borderline creepy. But anyway,
I mean, I'm not saying nothing, but go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, my stepmom is decent, but she tries to act like she's my mom too much. Yesterday, I was playing at 9 p.m. and stopped before anyone came into my room to complain. I wanted to chill for a bit on my phone. I listened to some music for an hour until my stepmom came in and started whining about me being up so late. I told her that it's only 10 p.m. and that I would have to get up at 9 a.m., so it's fine. She insisted and I had enough of it, so I just straight up told her that she wasn't my real mom and that she didn't have authority over me. That might have been a bit childish, but I was really annoyed. She didn't let up and called my dad, who was in the living room. He was really mad and told me to listen to what she says. I did what my dad told me to do, which was brush my teeth and go to bed. Today, he told me to listen to her because she partially owns the house and has authority over me and can tell me when to go to bed and do chores. We're about to sound like some old heads now, aren't
Dude,
we? Yeah.
I hate this.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Especially as somebody with a stepmom. Now, my stepmom and I now have a great relationship. We had some disputes.
And it was a third party
observer. Yeah.
Observer. Yeah. Mind you, we both love her to death.
Oh, yeah.
Like
definitely.
she is a gem to this society.
Yep.
And I mean, like I will always, she is absolutely family. She's more family in my eyes than my own mother is.
Yeah. Mm.
So like absolute gem. However, continue.
Yeah. So I mean, we didn't have this exact conversation because, like, I mean, she didn't really do things like that. Usually, she would send my dad or something like that. But, brother, you're a child. You got to listen to adults. Granted, she's only 11 years older than you.
That's which so weird.
It's a little weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit weird. But anyway, she is still.
Your dad traded up for the newer model. I'm so sorry. I couldn't help it. I couldn't pass it up, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to listen to her.
That's a 9-year difference from your first wife to the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yep. Fucking Leo DiCaprio over here. But yeah, so you got to listen to her. I know you don't like it, but you know, it's just, you just say yes, ma'am, and just keep playing on your phone after you go to bed. So.
I'm actually going to agree to disagree.
Okay.
I think the more mature situation to have here, the more mature way to play this, is to sit down with your dad and stepmom and explain, and your mom really, and be like, look, I am the child of mom and dad. Stepmom, you're involved because my dad likes you.
Yeah.
I don't want there to ever be a situation where it feels like I'm being pressured by anybody because of whatever party.
Yeah.
Yes, you're not my real mom, but I still respect you. However, I need that same respect in return. Now, having that conversation at 15, you are never going to have that conversation at 15. You know why? Because your brain, the chemicals in your brain as a dude at the age of 15 is boner. Like, everything is just running through you like it's a race car. Mm-hmm. You have a thought and then it's gone. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
But hindsight 2020, if you could sit down and have that conversation, it would make your life 10,000 times easier.
Yeah.
Because they will then hear you. And if your parents don't hear you after that, then you have a problem. Then you have a reason to be pissed off.
Yeah.
But if you actively have that conversation with them, there's nothing to be worried about.
Yeah.
However, I disagree with Dad. I don't think because she owns part of the house that you should respect her. That doesn't mean she just has total like human control over you and demands when you go to bed. Like,
yeah,
you need to be able to communicate a bit better with her. But you still shouldn't have been an asshole to her.
Yeah.
That's where I'll side with you in saying that's where you got to know how to play your cards right and go, okay, I'll go to bed.
Yeah. Especially if you're just listening to music and chilling. Like, you can pretend to do that pretty easily.
Oh, my God, dude. Do you know how easy it is to just shut the door, turn the light off, get in bed, and then go bloop, bloop?
Yep.
You know, like, you already said you were done playing games.
Yep. I will go back and say, while I see what you're saying about, you know, like, you need to have a conversation and that, you know, just because she owns half the house, she is still, I mean, if it's a stepmom, they're married. She's a legal guardian of you.
Valid. But that's where I say the conversation needs to be had.
So you should absolutely have a conversation and, you know, establish some boundaries. But at the end of the day, you do technically have to listen to her.
I am saying you should,
I should say. I guess you don't have to. Like,
she should respect you. You should respect her.
Yeah. It's a silly thing to argue over, for sure.
No, she did not birth you. But, like, I can tell you right now, that dad doesn't want to deal with this shit.
No.
You know what he wants to do? That dad probably wants to sit downstairs. He probably wants to play kissy face with his young ass wife. Probably go get the hanky panky and go to bed early. He don't want to. Look, he probably knows you've been staying up late. As a dad, I will tell you this straight up. And if anybody out there, if you are a teenager of any sort, it doesn't matter, you know, guy, gal, non-binary, pal. If you are a teenager or a kid for that matter, if you're the age of like 15 watching this show, rethink this.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, your dad knows what the fuck is up. My son is 5 years old, and I know when he's doing something.
Yeah.
All the time. If it gets too quiet, I know he's scheming.
Yeah.
If he goes to bed, and I tell him, okay, hey, when you go to bed, I want you to rest your eyes, buddy. Okay? If you've in here in a little bit, I'll check on you. If you're still awake, I'll give you a book. This kid has cheesed his way to the point in thinking that he's hiding his books on the back end of his mattress and thought I didn't know. Like, where his mattress is, he has a little like slot where the wood paneling is.
Yeah.
And he'll hide books back there thinking, I don't know. I'm like, bruh, I ain't done. I did the same stuff when I was younger, dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your dad knows. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, he has no reason to be upset. Don't be an asshole.
Yep.
And everyone else says
asshole.
Asshole.
Yeah, which, I mean, yeah, and I never said officially, but technically asshole.
Asshole.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think
we agree there.
I think you could understand where I was going from, or where I was coming from there. So anyway, you're the asshole. I know I'm going to get downvoted, but I don't much care. She knows she's not your mom. There's no reason to tell her. She's in a weird spot too. She's inherited a kid and she's not too far from a kid herself. She is an adult, however, and you are not. You're in her house. She is not in yours. If your dad says you should do as she says and treat her like an authority figure, then that's what you should do. I'm sure you think you're a grown-ass adult because you're 15, but you're not. Maybe have a talk with your dad about what kind of authority she has with you, like you were saying, but don't remind her of something she already knows. That's the asshole way to approach this. Why the fuck would she have any authority over when he goes to sleep? He's 15 and 10 p.m. is really early for a 15-year-old. This is a 15-year-old.
This is a 15-year-old. 100%. 100%.
Oh, yeah. 10 p.m. is not really early. What the hell are you going on about? Edit. I'm convinced that everyone replying to this saying that he has to be up at 9 a.m. are also 15-year-olds that don't understand that having to be up by 9 a.m. does not mean he can't wake up earlier than that. His existence doesn't start at 9 a.m., people.
Pause. Time out on that. I would like to say, as a night owl,
yeah,
sometimes your existence does start at 9 a.m. I just want you to know that now. Like,
definitely.
There are days where I won't, like, and truthfully, it's both between insomnia and my brain just doesn't shut off because I'm always working.
Yeah.
But I got this sunset tattoo for a reason because I am a night owl. My wife has a sunrise because she's a morning person. She'll get up well before I do. But, like, sometimes 9 a.m., like, my alarm goes off at 8. I'm not getting out of bed until 9.
Yeah.
Because sometimes my brain's just like, you need to pump the brakes, big homie.
Well, I even think of it because, like, I think it's more like your existence doesn't start when you need to get up. But as I'm 31, almost 32, I have to be at work at like 8:30. I wake up at 7:30 technically, but like I'm typically like half asleep still for that first half hour, and then I start getting ready. So like my existence starts at 8:30.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not really awake to the world until I get to work. And so like, and I don't want to get up earlier than that, you know? So
have you ever been in high school? Just because you can stay up until midnight in high school doesn't mean you should 10 p.m. is a fair time to call for bed. I will say this. As someone who slept his way through most of his senior year, you remember me in French class?
Yeah. That was me in algebra class too.
Yeah, no, 10 p.m. is a fair time. 100%.
Yeah, it should be, but yeah, of course we were up till 4. So
absolutely.
And then had to be up at 6. So that was not a good idea.
I love this edit. You can definitely tell this is a conversation between a dad and a kid.
Yeah.
Edit. You could say the replies about how badass you were going to bed at 3 a.m. when you were in high school. I get it. I just don't care. Exactly.
But anyway, this is a big old thread.
That's massive. Yes, you're the asshole. This is more about respecting the people in the space you live in. Her asking you to keep it down and go to bed is perfectly reasonable in her space. She is not behaving as your mother by asking you to respect that. You live in a house. Okay, I want to say this. I don't think she was asking him to keep it down. She was asking him to go to bed.
Yeah, she was definitely saying, hey, stop everything you're doing and go to bed right now.
Yeah,
like,
and that is, in that instance, you need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, what was I doing to cause this to happen? That way I know not to do this anymore. All I was doing was scrolling on my phone and listening to music. Now, if you're blaring your stereo at 10 o'clock at night, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Sorry that at your age, people still have more authority than you'd like, but you live in her space. Respect that. Exactly. She is being an adult, not mothering him. I mean, that's fair. I think telling a 15-year-old to brush your teeth and go to bed at 10 p.m. when he doesn't need to be awake until 9 a.m. can be considered mothering, if not controlling. It is her space, but I don't think that gives her the right to dictate every aspect of OP's life. I still agree with respecting her, though, and especially under her own roof. But I also don't fault OP for lashing out at the shitty situation he's been stuck in. No one likes being stuck in the middle of a divorce.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking valid.
Yep. I think we'll call it on that one. I mean, yeah, it's the tale as old as time. You're not my real mom.
You're not my real mom.
Yeah. So
just picturing me at 15. How was I?
Oh God.
That's throwing it back.
Throwing it back. Yeah.
That was 17 years ago.
Yep.
Hey everyone, if you're enjoying the show, make sure to subscribe or follow depending on the site that you're on, and make sure to drop a like on the video. If you have any lousy ideas for the show, feel free to email them to us at thelousypodcast@gmail.com or join the Discord by using the link in the description. Back to the show.
Moving on.
Have a great night. I'm going to go rethink a lot of things. Oh my God. Is it your turn or my turn? My turn.
Your turn. Yep.
Oh yes. The reader for the blind guy.
You pick this one. And then it there ends here. There's there.
So. Okay. So we'll save the ads for after.
Yep.
Am I the asshole for telling my mom that she, and no, for everybody wondering, I did not just fart. I just unhinged my legs from the seat because I'm wearing Hoochie Daddy shorts.
I'm definitely editing a fart in there.
Oh God. Am I the asshole for telling my mom that she and my stepdad ruined my safe space? Okay. Before I read this, can we define what a safe space is?
Well, I think a safe space is different to everybody, so it's hard to define.
Okay. Okay. That's where I was. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I wanted to make sure our brains were on the same page with that.
Yeah.
I'll continue reading, but I just want to make sure that's where we were.
Yeah. Hopefully we get some clarification here, but yeah, we don't know.
What is AFAB?
I have no idea.
AFAB meaning, yes. Assigned female at birth. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got it. I, 14, assigned female at birth, have always found comfort and safety in sleeping on the couch in the living room.
Oh, no.
This was due to severe anxiety as a kid and fear that something would happen where I would have to escape the house ASAP. While I don't have this fear anymore, I still choose to sleep on the couch when I have flashbacks. night terrors, or feel super ill. My parents, 43 female and 45 male, have said that this was okay, so I've never had any issues with it. Last night, I slept on the couch because I was so physically sick that I needed that comfort and safety. I woke up around 1:30 a.m. because I needed nausea medication. I laid back for a while and to fully wake up. I struggle to make full coherent sentences when I first wake up. So does everybody else. During my waking up, I noticed the sound of my parents having very loud sex. This proceeded to trigger some flashbacks that I would rather not talk about. After around 10 minutes of not being able to do anything but wait, my phone was in my room. They finally stopped. Good shit for... After I... See, that was the immature me who wanted to really say something there. I went in to ask for medication, and they were both fully awake, confirming them doing the deed. I asked for medication and went back to the couch. My mom handed me my medication, and I asked her if she was seriously having sex with her husband while I was out here. She laughed and said yes, which made me both mad and upset. I told her to keep it down next time or to pick a day where their very sick child wasn't sleeping lightly in the room next to theirs. She said I was being dramatic and adults have sex and I shouldn't be bothered by it. I told her very bluntly that it made me uncomfortable and asked her to leave me alone. She went back to bed and I haven't talked to her since. Am I the asshole?
I just realized this one's a stepdad technically, but it still works. Yeah. So,
well, hey, well, step parentals.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oof.
I don't even.
Big oof.
There's a lot to unpack here.
I'm about to piss some people off.
I think we both are.
I'm really happy we just read the story that we just read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it gives some clarity to this story. It's not your goddamn house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I understand what the whole safe space meaning is.
Yeah. That couch is the safe spot. Yeah.
Here's the problem with that. You chose the most public room in the house to make your safe space.
Yeah.
I think everyone should feel safe.
Yeah. Without
a doubt. Safe spaces are a fair and valid thing to have. Reason being, I do think some people over dramatize them. I think dramatize, whichever. Tell me which one is correct in the comments. They are very dramatic about their safe space, which I think it involuntarily inflicts a social roar at them because it's like, okay, this is not something that was real for many decades prior. It's still very fresh to a lot of people. And you make it sound like you are a child. When in reality, adults, a safe space could be as simple as just a breather by the post out front of your office, or just sitting in your car for a few minutes listening to music. Just somewhere where you feel comfortable, where your brain can chill for a second and you can do your thing.
Yep.
Everyone probably has one. They just don't actually think about it when they do it because it's so subconscious of them to just do it.
Yeah.
But you picked the most public room in the house, and you just bitched out your mother for getting some dick.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm proud of the parents for still getting it on.
Yep. Good on them.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Good for you. Healthy sexuality. Fantastic. You're 14. Go to your goddamn room.
Yeah.
If you're feeling sick, I get it.
Yeah.
I get wanting to maybe cuddle by the toilet or something like that. But bitching your mother out for getting some wiener and making some sounds that you fucking make when you have sex.
Yeah. It's also, from what I remember, 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
As you're a teenager, you're probably going to be up. But it's not like they're doing that in the middle of the day while you're there, waiting to be tended to. You should be asleep.
Well, even if they were, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I feel like they've picked a time to be more considerate, I guess you can say.
Yes.
People are asleep, and I guess depends.
And they
how
were
loud
in
it is,
their room.
Yeah.
It's not like they were fucking on the couch next to you. while you-
Exactly. They were in their room, rustling up the sheets, getting like, look, it is nothing wrong with a little wake up call. You get that booty wiggle. You put the motherfucking work in. Hey, look, if mom's still horny, that's good on her because some women don't even have that at that age.
Yeah.
Hell, some women barely have that of themselves. Healthy, I cannot stress. I know I'm going off on a tangent. I'm trying my hardest to stop. Healthy sexuality is a beautiful fucking thing, and a lot of people don't recognize that. Someone at 14 is definitely not going to recognize that.
They're just barely forming those hormones right now. So.
But what I am going to say, and I'm going to leave my thought there before I read these edits, is simple as this. It is not your goddamn house.
Yeah.
That's where my thought is. We do need to pick what we believe here.
Yeah.
What's our option?
I'm going to say asshole.
I'm with
Yeah,
you.
it's-
100% asshole. Everyone else says
Asshole.
asshole. Let's read these edits. For some clarification, I didn't say that they couldn't have sex at all. I understand that sex is a part of a healthy relationship and that it's their house and that they have a right to do it. All I asked her, I'll admit in a ruder tone than I should have, was for them to have sex any other day than the one where they knew I would need medication. Edit number 2. At this point, I realized I should have gone over some more stuff instead of immediately posting. That's my bad. This is not the first time they have had sex and I've heard it. Obviously, they've been married for 4 years. I expressed to my mom earlier in the night that when I'm sick, I'm sensitive. So all the people saying I'm an asshole, I agree with. I even offered to move out and in with my dad because of how uncomfortable it makes me, where she said no and to suck it up. So just to clarify, I totally get that I'm the asshole. Final update on this bad boy. I just talked to my mom about it, and she said if she had known I would be waking up in the middle of the night, they wouldn't have done anything at all, and she apologized for it, making me uncomfortable. I told her that I know adults have sex, and I just had wished they had done it any other day. She is now leaving my medication dosages on the counter for those asking about medication. And she isn't doing it anymore while I'm in the living room, which I decided I won't be sleeping in it anymore anyways. Moral of the story, I'm the asshole.
At least they're self-aware.
That is...
And it's a good learning moment there. Yeah.
I don't think we have ever had a story wrapped that well before.
Honestly, good on them.
Cheers to you, asshole. Like, like when the best way I can explain this is why I get so riled up in those situations is I have seen far too many friends and read far too many things where like sex is such a demeaning or rough spot for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And when I hear about people like a couple, especially a newlywed couple where there might be kids involved and things like that, like who are still able to keep that drive alive and really like bring it home, it's awesome. Yeah. When I hear something like that, I'm like, motherfucker, like, don't be the wrench in that fucking thing. But after the clear conversation, after that, like, that's great. And also you being aware enough to be like, okay, maybe the living room's not where I should be all the time.
Yeah.
That's really good. Honestly, I don't even need to read the comments here. I think that is wrapped up well, but let's see the top one.
We'll do
here.
like a couple little quickie ones. You're the asshole. She's right.
Couple quickies.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Anyway.
You're the asshole. She's right. Adults do have sex and they don't need your permission to have it, especially in their house. Fair enough.
End of story.
You're the asshole because whilst I understand how crap it is to overhear people doing it, it was the middle of the night when you ought to have been asleep. They were in their room and it's not really their problem that you decided to sleep in the living room nearby. And frankly, it's genuinely none of your business to ask your mother if she's having sex. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, but anyway.
No, did you notice that next one? Is that she went into the bedroom to confirm it. Like, let me smell your dick.
Why did you jump straight to smell your dick? Like, what the fuck?
I held back the immature comment earlier. It just keeps raging out.
Make a note of making a t-shirt that says, let me smell your dick.
Oh, please in the comments. I just want to see a thread of just let me swing a dick. Oh my God.
Let's do this last one, motherfucker. God damn.
Oh my God. You're up, buddy. Go ahead.
Would I be the asshole if I told my mother that our stepmom is a better parent than her? That's
Hey, now we got the inverse.
yeah.
Because we had, you're not my real mom. Now we have mom, fuck you.
You shouldn't be my real mom.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Anyways.
All right. Around 2 years ago, my sister had a baby, and my mother was super excited and went all out for this baby. New clothes, new crib, you name it, and it was brand new. Recently, my brother has announced that him and his girlfriend are expecting a baby boy. I've been so excited for him and excited for his son, but my mother has not. My mother believes that brother's girlfriend is trying to keep him away from her. My brother has always resented our mother for how she's treated him and myself. Meanwhile, she has given my sister everything she ever wanted and her kid everything she wanted. At my brother's gender reveal, she came up to me and told me that my uncle and his wife were also expecting a baby. I still don't know why she decided to tell me at the gender reveal or couldn't have waited until we had gotten in the car. My stepmom, however, doesn't have a mean bone in her body and has said that she'll do whatever she can to help. I've recently picked up a job at a fast food chain to help my brother pay for everything he needs. Damn. The only problem with that is that it's really only a summer job and I have to go back to school. I'm trying the best I can to help my brother when my mother has basically said that she doesn't want to help. Also, my stepmom is not rich by any means, and my father doesn't work due to injuries, and my mother has quit working recently and has become dependent on her boyfriend. So would I be the asshole if I told my mom that if she doesn't get her act together, that my stepmom is a better parent? Yikes. Side note.
Yeah, read it. It's good.
Side note, my sister doesn't even take care of her own baby. She always dumps her on my grandma or my mother because she's always too tired. On her days off, she stays in her room and plays video games all day and will yell at her kid if she goes into her room. Yikes. This is awkward.
Oh.
The big O. First off, I just like to say good on you. That's really selfless to get a job to try to help your brother. Like that's super cool.
Yeah.
Not many people will do that for their sibling. So,
No. Okay, so I'm going to say this. I am going to say this. Would I be the asshole if I told my mom that if she doesn't get her act together, that my stepmom's a better parent? I don't know the age, but I'm going to say this. It really doesn't matter the age. Yes, you would be an asshole.
yeah.
And the reason being is exactly what we've said before. A lot of times it's better just to cut it and walk,
Yep.
you know? You seem to have a very strong grasp on the social environment of your family and knowing that your mother is a toxic motherfucker. And so is your sister, who apparently has a kid that she doesn't really want.
Yeah.
Which are always awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say if you were to call your mother an asshole for this, or just rather tell her that your stepmom's a better parent, you would be the asshole.
Yep.
However, I think it's a smart play. That's why I love would I be the asshole instead of am I the asshole, because you're taking the notion to think about it before doing it.
Yeah.
So that way you don't fuck up. Because if you do go call her an asshole, seeing the social dynamic of that household already, you would probably be ostracized. You would be fucking crucified.
Yeah. That's a definite.
Yeah. And you might want to ask your brother if you can move in. Like that's where I'm at. So yes, I would say you would be the asshole.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, while just because you're technically right and she is a better mother, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't help anything or solve anything. You might want to say like, hey, you can always point out and say, hey, you know, what's going on here? Like, you know, you can ask a question like, why are you so negative for this, but then so positive for this? But just come outright saying like, she's way better than you is not going to solve anything. It's just, just like you said, you're just going to be public enemy number one, and you're going to get the the really short end of that stick, unfortunately. So yeah,
it's not worth the headache.
It's definitely not worth the headache. Yeah, and I'm sorry that your mom is like that. That's not fun. But yeah, it's just going to be kind of deal with it. Sounds like you're already trying to help out your brother, which again, like I said, that's super cool. And sounds like stepmom's helping out as much as she can too. So I think your brother has a good support system around him.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunately not your mom. So,
yep.
So yeah, don't do that. Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, and everyone else agrees.
Yep.
Asshole.
So
I'm curious what the comments say here.
Would be the asshole, I should say.
Yes. So would I be the asshole if I told my mom that if she doesn't get her act together, that my stepmom, that if she doesn't get her act together, that my stepmom is a better parent? You're the asshole. There's no reason to be a drama llama. You and your brother know where you stand with mom. You aren't the favorites. What do you expect the outcome to be? Nothing will change, and you'll have a fun shouting match. Exactly. There would be no shouting match. Every time someone disagrees with her, she cries and cries about how we're all ganging up on her and that it's not fair that her son doesn't talk to her anymore.
Just as bad then. Why? Because she can't handle the truth. Read what I wrote. Yes, yeah, you're the asshole because you won't be changing anything and just making drama. Focus on high school. Your brother can handle his own problems. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, it sounds like they're probably high school.
I agree with this too. Also, she's being manipulative. She knows what she's doing, and she just A, doesn't want to be called out on it, and 2, doesn't care to change her ways. That is 1,000% manipulative. That is very toxic. Like I think we've talked about that in a couple. Well, I think it was both evil mothers and evil mother-in-laws. Like manipulation from a mother is one of the most toxic traits possible, but you could definitely see that it's real. Like,
yeah,
you know, if they're being manipulative, and you're not going to change their ways, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, nothing is going to effectively break that wall.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
And a lot of the comments I was seeing as you were scrolling through said a lot of the same things.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I was checking to see if there's any new takes, and basically it was just a lot of, the OP had responded to a few of them, just saying like, pointing it out would help her, but it definitely won't.
It won't.
And it's just basically like we said, are taking a different approach to it and saying, hey, let's have a genuine conversation about this. But even still, like everybody else is saying, it sounds like your mom's just manipulative. Yeah. And it's not going to help anything.
Yep. Open, close.
Yep.
There, you do just don't say anything.
Just don't. Yeah.
If your mom's that manipulative, I would even go a step further and say cut them out. Like, go somewhere else.
It ain't not no goddamn big stuff.
That price is way too high. You need to cut. Anyways, that's it.
That is it.
So, evil stepmoms in the bag.
We finally did it.
Definitely meant to do that.
Totally. Somebody comment real quick, and then I'll go back and edit the other one, and so that way we were totally right.
All right, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But nonetheless, let us know your thoughts in the comments. As always, we love reading them. If you have any recommendations on asshole topics, we'd love to read those too. We do, as you've seen before, we do take them into account and actually pick some. So,
yep.
Let us know what you think. Subscribe. Buttons back there. Do that. Click that video because YouTube recommends it. We'll see you in the next one.
Let me smell your dick.